yeah.
Hey everybody, Darcy Monet here from the Darcy Monet Vocal Style Studio in Los Angeles, California. And we are back with this week's edition of Voicing My Thoughts on ARYAN IDOL. So many blondes, so many blondes. Anyway, here's the thing. I actually was very bored with the first half of this show. Carrie Underwood is a fierce singer, but I thought it was just kind of setting up our country kids for the win. And that's how it panned out in the top 3. Because, you know, I'm not a huge country fan. I'd rather listen to females sing it than men because I feel like all the guys sound exactly the same and that you can definitely tell the difference between the women's voices. That's kind of how I feel about it, unless you're Vince Gill. He's like the only voice I can pick out of a crowd of country singers, dudes. Anyway, Michael started it off. He sang Flat on the Floor. I felt like it was too controlled vocally. I mean, he makes everything look effortless, which on one hand is really cool. But on this, I wanted him to lose his crap vocally, okay? I wanted him to go into the stratosphere. I wanted him to be jumping all over the place. He's always given us very controlled vocals, and up until right now, and maybe with Prince Week a little bit too, it's just been, I've wanted him to bust out of his box a little bit, you know, put some church up in it. So that was too controlled vocally. When he came back the second time, I thought it was pretty brave to do a Yolanda Adams song because not a lot of people know who Yolanda Adams is. She's pretty much the biggest thing in Black gospel music, but if you don't listen to Black gospel music, you wouldn't know that. He sang Still I Rise. Now, the second half of the show, I liked so much better because with all the things, tributes to their moms and stuff, I pretty much boo-hooed my way through the whole second half of the show. I liked Still I Rise. I thought it was beautiful. When Katie said he's anointed, I totally agreed. That's a church word if you're not familiar with it. When the Spirit of the Lord is touching the child when they're singing, they anointed. And that's how I've always felt about Michael and his spirit, his kindness, and his lovingness. So it wasn't so great in the first song. I thought he did just fine on the second song, but I kind of knew it wasn't going to be enough to push him past the brotherhood that was voting. Anyway, Gabby Tommy Lahren. I have nothing to say about her first song because she just, Carrie is as Carrie does. She's so clearly a knockoff of Carrie. She's really good. That's not to say she's not talented. She's a great vocalist. I actually really like her. If I were buying country music, I'd be all about this girl. But she sounded exactly like Carrie, you know? So it was fine. When she comes back and does I Have Nothing, I want to shoot myself. If I never hear this song again, it'll be too soon, people. Seriously, I friggin' hate this song. However, I will give her this. I think that is the best Idol performance of that god-awful song I recall ever hearing, okay? I thought she did great. She did her own little licks in there and stuff and sang her face off. Also, holy eyeshadow, Batman. Her dress looked fierce and her eyeshadow was beautiful. I just really need to know who did the makeup this season because they are just on point all over the place. Anyway, moving right along. Cade sang Undo It. Now, I thought this was fine. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a good choice for him to, you know, as a rocker to do that song. It just felt a little fluffy to me from a rocking standpoint. I feel like there might be other songs buried in the earlier work that could have worked because her earlier albums had quite a bit of pop rock leaning stuff on it. Maybe he should have pulled out because I'm just like, no rocker's are gonna go undo it. They're just not, you know what I mean? So I liked it just fine. I loved his energy on that song. I felt like he finally believed that he was a star, believed it himself. However, I still wanted to hear just one clean, quiet, controlled ballad out of him. We never got that. And unfortunately, because he didn't make it through, we're not going to get that. But, you know, I like me some Kate. I always have. Simple Man. Okay, he broke my friggin' heart crying with his mommy. I wished he had kept it acoustic through the whole thing so that we could have gotten, I was so excited for a second. I thought we were going to get that clean, clear vocal that we never got. Yeah, we didn't. Perfect song choice. I mean, you can't go wrong with You're a Rocker and you're sticking with Skinnerd. You know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, I wished it had been a clean, quiet ballad and the full band hadn't kicked in and he just made it a really pretty silent moment. But he chose not to, and I think that might have been the one thing that could have inched him past the brotherhood. Anyway, next up, Caleb. I forget he's there until he's singing Hutchison. So small. I didn't like this. I don't think it was a good showcase for his voice. And I actually think he's got a good voice. You know, he's got the perfect voice for country. But again, like I say about the dudes from earlier in the start of this little review, I feel like the guy singers, except Vince Gill, sound all exactly the same. I can't tell one from the other. And this song made him sound like every other country singer dude I've ever heard. I just didn't care for this. I liked Stars in Alabama. I've never heard that song. I love the sentiment of it. I thought he sang it very sweetly. And all in all, between his first and second song, he obviously did what he needed to do to get by. I wasn't really worried about it, though, I gotta say. Wasn't worried about him. But anyway, did what he needed to do to get to that top three. And last but not least is Maddie, who I'm going to have to say is my pick for the win, just because I've loved her this whole time, and we've already got a Carrie, and we've already got a Scotty McCreery, and I think we need a Maddie. You know, first of all, we need a female winner. We haven't had a female winner in God knows how long. And I think she is qualified for the job. Honestly think Gabby Tommy Lahren and Caleb Lee, I forget he's their Hutchinson, are going to be fine. They're going to get record deals. So out of the three, if anybody really needs the win, and not because of a lack of talent, but just because of marketing purposes and how our industry works, I think Maddie deserves the win, needs the win. That said, when she sang I Told You So, I didn't love her vocal on this. It just kind of, she just felt a little strained on I Told You So. Just couldn't quite get that. She's singing in her chest mix on Told and then opening up on a belt on So. And I always say to my students, you have to imagine your phrasing as a vault, like a gymnast. If your run to the vault sucks, the vault is going to suck. So on this song, the run would be Told, the vault would be So. I'm not saying it sucked. It just wasn't a great run. So when she lands on So, it wasn't a perfect landing, okay? And that's really me being picky at this point with her, because she's still so freaking good. So not my favorite performance of hers all told, but it was still a good job. God Only Knows was gorgeous. Such a hard song because the melody goes all over the place. The arrangement was beautiful. Her vocal was beautiful. She nailed the pitches, which I just said is hard because this is not an easy vocal. Clean, pretty, effortless, quintessential Maddie, you know? And that was enough to get her through. And I love her and I hope she wins. Okay, now quickly to Miss Carrie Underwood. She is a fierce singer, but I feel like as she goes along in her career, she's just singing harder and harder and harder. I felt like she's just yelling at us all the time. Now, Carrie has notoriously said she's never taken voice lessons because she's afraid a voice coach will change her voice. Not if you get a good one, honey. Not if you get a good one. But it will help you to avoid all these bumps and veins in your throat every time you sing. I worry. I can listen to her all day, but when I watch her sing, I get very uncomfortable because she's just blowing her gads out, just blowing them out. And it makes me concerned. But anyway, still love some Carrie. Anyway, so there we go. Top 3 next week. There it is. Blondes everywhere, and not a brunette to meet. So give me your thoughts, you guys. Please subscribe if you haven't already. If you're watching on the Facebook page, please like. Hop by my website if you are interested in taking lessons. I've also just launched a online discounted vocal course, and signups end on May 18th. So check that out. There's a link on my website to get you to that information. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. And I'll be back in the fall with these reviews for The Voice, because they got my Kelly and they got my Jennifer. I have to watch now. So anyway, again, thanks for watching, you guys, and have a great rest of the week. And I'll see you next week for the finale. Sing like you mean it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.